as somebody who also was a cripple as well. So I do understand that initiation.
He meant cripple, but
No.
Wow, you done made it through. You like, dude, like you a hero. Man, went through a lot of stuff, and you just, dang, you still here.
I don't know if that's overcoming at 12. That sounds like you was on that at 12,
Wow,
buddy.
that is
at 12 you was the man.
You was the man, buddy. You was high-fiving your friends
Well,
with
women say
Nintendo
that-
sticks in your hand like I did that, man.
Sisters say you overcoming. Brothers, y'all look at it different.
Yeah.
Y'all look at it
You talk about that while you playing Mario level 2. You
At
know?
12 you doing this. Smell that, boy. A big man.
Welcome to the age of Anno Domini. Thank you all for coming outside.
Hello, this is Miss Buki. Welcome to NoCappTales, the Hood Game Show, a show where we explore all the stories from our culture. What your nephew and them been telling you, your nieces and them, your cousin and them, your uncle and them, bring them all to the show and we will use our comedic judges to determine whether it's Capp or NoCapp tale. Is it a tall tale, a hood tale, or is it a fairy tale? Welcome to NoCappTales.
It's your boy, your cousin, your boyfriend, your husband, your baby daddy, and your side piece. That boy, the Slappy Payne in the building.
What's up with it? Y'all already know who it is, but in case you don't know, it's Big Chris. Welcome to NoCapp.
Now you come up here if you want and tell me a cap. I'ma find out if you lying or telling the truth. Don't test me. Don't test me. What?
Welcome to NoCappTales, the Hood Game Show. Introduce yourself to us again.
How you doing? I'm Anno the Poet. How y'all doing today? How you doing today?
I'm doing good. I'm doing great. Now, why do you want to tell your story to NoCappTales?
I'm a poet, so I'm a storyteller.
Okay, a
I got
storyteller.
nature, you know what I mean?
Okay, so you want to tell your story to the world.
Bingo.
All right. Round 2, we did round 1. You've told why you want to be here. Round 2, if you can say 2 truths and a lie or 2 lies and a truth.
Okay. Bingo. Remember one time when I was 19, I had robbed a Kroger that was 24 hours over there by Lamar. I had ran up in there one time, and it was a little, it was like a short dude. He was at the register. I thought he was like a teenager or whatever, but he looked like a grown man though. But I remember I ran up on him, and I tried to snatch his whole drawer out of his register, and I took off running with it, but I didn't equate for all the money falling out while I was running. And that's literally what happened. All the money fell out. So, and I ended up getting caught and going to jail for it.
Okay.
What did they charge you with?
With theft. Class B misdemeanor.
I kind of want to believe that, seeing, you know, how I have had a vacation at the county before. I would have thought that would have been more of a robbery, but, you know, maybe the laws were different.
Snatch and grab. I didn't run down on the
Oh, okay. Oh, snatch and grab.
Yeah, she opened it. I just took it and took off running.
Okay.
You were by yourself?
Yeah.
Okay. So you got caught picking up the money.
Well, she was opening up her drawer,
Got it.
and I ran and took it. Like she was changing the drawer, like switching.
You know you
from,
done
like,
messed up, right?
one register to another one.
No, you done messed up, because you said it was a little Asian dude at first. Little
you
dude
did.
who
Now you
thought
said
was a
she.
teenager.
No, I said I don't
Now
know
you
if it's a
saying
she or he or a young man, boy. Remember I said that? I was like, it was a.
I think
I
I'm
paused. I'm like, I don't know what it was.
I think I'm leaning toward Cap.
Yeah, this Cap.
Yeah, that's Cap right
This-
Your second story.
All right.
Okay. On my second story, I was 16 one time, asleep, living with my mother. You know what I mean? And it's
Quick
me.
question, when were you 16 any other time?
Yeah, he said
I
one
was 16
time.
one time.
One time. He was 17 twice, but he was 16 once.
yeah, that's why I was like-
16 one time.
I got it. Okay, I got you.
You know what I mean? 16 one time. I'm the oldest of 4. I remember I was living with my mother off of 249. And one morning, she woke us up before school, and she used to line us all up, like all up in front of us. So we all lined up, and she opened the pantry. Who ate the rest of the cereal and put the empty box
That sounds about right.
back in the pantry?
This true.
So while we sitting there, she really upset, like angry. Like we in here half asleep, gotta go to school. So I start kind of like laughing. She like, what's so funny? I'm like, Mama, we gotta go to school. You tripping off a box of cereal. She's like, oh yeah, well it's Wednesday. I get a job by Friday. You can get out my house. I'm like, damn, okay. So I just got stubborn, went and got my bags, packed my and burnt off. And never came back. I'm 16, and I started to be homeless, stayed with my partner, dropped out of school, 9th grade, dropped out of school 11th grade. Went back to high school by myself by the time I was 19, graduated from high school at 20 years old and got a high school diploma. Yeah, all off just my pride of a box of cereal.
This true.
Yeah, and I'm gonna tell you why I think this is true. First of all, let me ask this query. What kind of cereal was it?
It was Honey Nut Cheerios. My
Oh,
mama would
hell
buy
no.
the nasty cereal on purpose, hoping that it would last longer.
Oh, Honey Nut Cheerios. Hell
Y'all
no,
children,
that's,
y'all
that's
ate
high,
that.
That's
It
high
didn't-
price cereal right there back for that time. Yeah, yeah, you ate them cereal. I know that's true because I've been on my own since I was 17, so all that sound about right. And it sounded like you were bad anyway because you was about 5 minutes from getting kicked out a couple of times.
You was over that house like she was over you in that house.
Yeah, I'm sure that ain't the first time she almost kicked you out.
She could have woke up and said, "Hey man, good morning." You'd have been like, "You know what? I'm over this morning, baby. This is."
You sound like you was a delinquent from the get-go. Yeah, I believe that. I believe it. I know the path of being on my own at 17 and having to finish school by myself and all that and find a job and all that stuff. So I understand that. So I'm gonna say that's no cap.
Okay.
It's no cap.
Okay.
Okay.
Third story.
Okay. When I was 12, man.
This boy keep getting younger.
Bingo.
Okay.
When I was 12, you know, I used to live in Greens Point, Guns Point. And we used to have a neighbor that stayed across from us. She was a 20-year-old Hispanic woman. And whenever my mama would go to work, we would sneak outside, me and all my brothers and sisters. But my brothers and sisters would go play. She would sneak me into her house, though.
The 20-year-old.
Yeah, started doing some things with me. You know what I mean? And that's why I became a man. Or became,
A victim.
you know what I mean? However you want to look at it.
That's true. First off, no offense. Allegedly, most Mexicans be on some.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. Allegedly. But with that being said, and you said y'all used to sneak outside. Y'all was in an apartment, so y'all was in Greens Point in an apartment. I myself grew up in Yale Village for a little bit of while. So my mama wasn't like, y'all can go outside, and me and my twin used to always sneak outside. So that made me believe it off the rip. And I was a fast tail little boy too, you know, walk myself into on my own. So that's believable. You sneaking out, they going to play with toys, you going to play with it's cool. It's the same
you
thing,
know what I'm
same
saying?
teeth.
Same, it's four letters, that works. I'm gonna have to say no, I'm gonna have to say cap on this one. Even though I too first felt the nectar of a woman at the age of 12.
All of us victims surviving whoever it was at our house.
But the girl was 14, so it wasn't 20. That's something else right there at that time. I'm gonna say that's cap.
Okay.
Big Chris?
I'm going to say it's the truth.
Okay.
Only because that's the plight of stories that nobody really ever talk about. But I can see it. And that might explain why he was so rebellious at 16 and was like, I'm a man that can handle it. He been handling a grown woman since he was 12.
Ooh, that's deep. That's
12,
deep.
that's rough,
deep.
yeah.
Yeah. So
That's it.
look at your 3 stories. Tell us what the truth and what's cap. No cap, cap.
So the first one, what was it about?
We don't remember.
Okay,
It was
the
cap.
first one, you were 17.
I know, I said it though.
Yeah,
You were 17.
Yeah.
And what had 17 and what in the world? You were 17.
He robbed the store where the money.
robbed the
It was
store.
either little
Yeah,
boy
that was the
Asia-
cap.
Okay,
Oh,
that's
yeah,
what
that's
was
cap.
that.
Yeah,
That's
we
cap.
thought that was cap. Yeah.
Hard to remember a lot, you know what I mean?
Oh,
we thought that was cap.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, second story was the
The
getting
mama
kicked
with
out
the
the
cereal.
house. Getting kicked
With
out
the
the
cereal.
house.
That's true.
Cereal.
That's true.
That's
Yeah,
true.
okay, so we got
Over
that.
some Honey Nut Cheerios.
Here we go.
Man, it's
That
rough.
changed
He
the
grew
whole-
up in Greens
That changed
Point.
the whole trajectory of my life.
Man, old people love Honey Nut Cheerios back then.
He
man.
grew up in Greens Point,
But
man.
you
That's
got
true.
your high school diploma.
Yeah.
That
really
That boy
happened. Yeah, that really
overcame.
happened.
Wow. Okay. And then the last one.
That's true.
Oh,
That's true. I told you. I know hood
You
niggas.
got that one. You got that one.
Wow, brothers be going through some stuff.
Oh,
bro.
yeah.
The reason why I thought that was Capp, because Hispanic people be having a whole bunch of people in the house sometimes, and I was just trying to say,
Jesus.
where was the rest of the people?
Put your MAGA hat up.
Allegedly.
Yeah, put your MAGA hat up, man.
Allegedly, man. Come on.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, my man, he broke it down though. You know what I mean? Like that's really how it be going. Like a lot
Yeah.
of people might see a man with multiple baby mamas and multiple children, not knowing that shit really come from trauma.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
that's why I'm
so-
speaking for the voice of the broken. I feel it.
Hey, man, I don't need no man, because I have 2 Hispanic friends. 2.
That don't sound racist. That don't sound racist at all.
That's what I'm saying, man. That's what I'm saying.
All right, now your unbelievable story.
Okay.
Okay, bingo. My unbelievable story. Here we go. So, I remember when Katrina had happened and the New Orleans people had came down here for the first time. Okay, I was on a block of Fondren and like this and that, selling crack. You know what I mean? With 2 of my friends. I was with Red.
So this was 04, 05.
I was with Red and I forgot who the other boy was, but me and Red chilling. Okay, back in the Gap, I used to be a 5 Deuce Hoover Crip, so I put my flag down. And my homeboy used to be a Blood. I remember we used to be posted up and stuff like that by the payphones. So one of my homeboys ended up walking up in front of us, right? So this is the store door right here. He coming up to come get a money order to pay his rent. I remember right when he walked up, some dudes walk up, there's 2 of them. 2 of dudes walk up with a little young dude. So they walk up, they like, yeah, point him out, where you at? So he pointed, he like, him right there. He like, man, which one of y'all ran him off the block earlier? I had just got there. So the Blood dude, he been right there. So me and the homeboy who finna get the money order, we both look at him, cause we just got here. So we kinda like, okay, maybe you know what he's talking about. You know what I mean? And they have their little whatever. So homeboys end up leaving. We just like, just niggas talking, like, ain't got nothing to do with me. I'm my business here, whatever. So they end up burning off. It had to be probably, it felt like 5 minutes later. We right there on the corner. Next thing you know, about 7 boys come around the corner. AK, choppers, everything. Put them straight to our stomachs. Rob everybody right there. Rob my boy for his rent money. Rob my homeboy for his pistol. And I remember my other homeboy used to keep a pistol right here too though. You know what I'm saying? So after they patted that boy down, I remember the boys ended up taking off around the corner. As soon as they took off, my other homeboy came out of his shoe. He came around the corner, just started popping at them boys with his little handgun. He only had 6 bullets. All the boys turned around, started shooting in the middle of the street. We was taking off running, bullets flying. That's the first time I ever heard what a bullet sound like coming past your head. Cause it would be like, pew, pew. You don't hear no pow, pow, yeah, pew, 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 pew. And I remember, I could still hear that. I was like, but what the is that going on? Not knowing like bullets are really whizzing by my head while I'm running in the middle of the street. I remember I almost got hit by a car, taking off run. That was the most horrifying moment of my life. You know what I'm saying? But then later on that night, we went back and got them boys though. You know what I mean? What happened to them, I don't know, but
Yeah.
when you close your eyes and just start shooting, you know what I mean?
Keep it straight.
Nothing happened because some things don't have a statute of limitations.
No, nothing happened. Nothing happened.
Nothing happened.
This is all expressive.
Expressive, yes. Anything else with the story? Is that the end of the story?
Yeah.
Okay. Judges?
I'm gonna say it's true only for a couple of reasons. As somebody who's been shot at, I understand the sound that a bullet make when it's approaching you rather than you shooting it from a. So with him saying that, that's the truth. And I also been robbed before on some turf war stuff. That's exactly what they do. They gonna put it at a body part that you like, bro, if you shoot me here, I can't live. So whatever you want, you got it. So I'm gonna say this true because the descriptions of stuff, sometimes the devil is in the details, and the details tell me that this is a real life experience. So
okay, I'm gonna say this true for a couple of reasons too. As somebody as well been shot at, so I know that sound. But also, you said you was a Crip at the time.
Yes, sir.
Were you jumped in, or was it an individual initiation?
Jumped in with an OG 52 seconds.
Got it.
Wow.
As somebody who also was a Crip as well, so I do understand that initiation.
he meant cripple, but
No. You know what I mean, partner. You know what I'm saying? As a jump in initiation, I understand what that was too as well. Mine was 48 seconds.
Okay.
So I understand that. I think that's true. That is true for real.
Oh, wow. So,
Well, it's good. It's true.
wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah,
I'm
even
learning.
the attention to detail.
Yeah.
I love that right here about the show too. You know what I mean? How it could be theatrical, but they pay attention to certain words and certain things that they know you can't make cinematic.
Especially when you
Something
touch
that
on
small
it, yeah.
detail right there.
Yeah,
I thought I would get y'all with that because most people don't know. Like, phew, like,
Oh, yeah.
what fucking bullet gonna sound like? Phew.
Nah.
You know what I mean?
No pop, pop.
Or him knowing, paying attention to the part where I say he put it to me like, yeah, those little key points you just really can't make up.
If you hear pop, pop, that means that you buy.
That
They
means
shooting at
somebody shooting
else.
around.
Yeah.
Wow.
No. If you hear fume, they coming for
Yeah, they
you.
are good. And Slapping you
A
you
crib
were?
plug.
Yeah.
Never know.
Seat
Learn
up.
shit on the show.
I've learned some
KPC.
stuff, and
Nobody ever heard that before.
I have mad respect of you. Your story, wow.
KPC,
You
man.
like, wow, you done made it through. You like, dude, like you a hero.
Respect, man.
Real shit.
Respect.
Man, been through a
Alright.
lot of stuff, and you just, dang, you still here. That's what this is about. Like finding out those true stories. Something happened at 12. You got kicked out at 16. In and out of school. You got out of school. You graduated. Man, that's just awesome.
I don't know if that's overcoming at 12. That sounds like you was on that at 12.
Wow,
buddy.
that is
At 12, you was the man.
You was the man, buddy. You was high-fiving your friends
Well,
and
women saying
Nintendo
it-
sticks in your hand like I did that, man.
Sisters say you overcoming. Brothers, y'all look at it different.
Yeah.
Y'all look at it
You talk about that while you
At-
playing Mario
at-
level 2. You
At
know,
12, you doing this. You smell that, boy.
A good man.
You the man.
You know where
buddy.
this came from, boy. Smell that.
You get the first time in Mario Brothers. You get the first stick. That's all I'm saying.
Well, thank you for coming. You got the esteem of our judges. I think you're the first one that got that today.
That way,
All right,
Bob.
appreciate you coming. We'll be welcome to come back and tell more of your stories to the NoCappTales, the Hood Game Show.
Bingo.
Appreciate it.
I got
All right.
one last thing.
One last thing.
You really a virgin?
Oh, wait.
You gotta get a mic back. You gotta get a mic back.
Yeah.